Hello, hello, and welcome back to our humble little science project. You're watching Double AD, the greatest place in all of cyberspace, and today this is the place to be because we are talking about Spam and all of its delicious incarnations and flavors. How are you guys today? I'm the old school AB. Joining me today on this foray into processed meat is my partner in crime, the El Diablo to my Magic Man, the Shake to my Bake, the Will Ferrell to my John C. Reilly, the superb Miss Junk is in the house today. How are you today, Miss Junk?
Wow, thank you. I'm excited. We had a couple good weeks of Spam tasting, and I saw a couple pics from you saw a couple pics from me, and I can't wait.
Yeah, no.
We tested, just a reminder to everyone, we tested Jalapeño SPAM.
Jalapeño SPAM, that's right. And today's offering is brought to you by Hormel. No, I'm kidding.
No, not yet.
Not yet. Not yet. Hormel, send the check.
Yes. Yes. Or just merch. Or spam. Just send spam.
Right.
Cans of spam.
Just hand us cans of free spam. We'll be happy with that.
I think the goal is whenever they come out with a new product, they send it to us first to taste it.
Right.
The research lab.
Right. This is the Double AD Spam Research and Development Laboratories over here.
Exactly.
So, I just wanted to kind of give a little shout out to Jalapeño SPAM before we start out. You know, Jalapeño SPAM was introduced in 2012. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah. So
tell me more.
It was introduced in 2012 alongside black pepper spam.
Ooh.
Which I've never had, right? Both of those were released as part of the brand's 75th anniversary, right?
Okay.
And only Jalapeño SPAM survived. I wish that I could find a can of black pepper spam out there, Hormel, if you're listening.
That sounds good.
It does sound delicious.
I mean, black pepper, you can overdo it real easily. But that sounds good. That sounds really good.
I know, right?
Jalapeño SPAM made the cut. Now, when you did this, were you doing it under the mindset of comparing it to the original Spam?
Very much so.
A little bit.
Yeah, because I mean, we have to compare it against something,
right?
You know, otherwise, you know, it's not really science. It's just eating spam.
Right. And on our rating system, we had 4 trotters and 1 snout.
That's
and
correct.
I think the original Spam pretty much sweeps it.
Definitely.
5 out of 5.
5 out of 5 everywhere you go. Yeah.
Right. Which brought up an interesting thing to me. What do we do if there's something that's better than the original?
I guess we'd have to give it an extra snout.
Right. Wouldn't we? I mean, maybe a thicker snout, like a snout and a half.
Like a super snout, like a huge.
Right. Like, or maybe that's a separate catergory. Maybe that's like the ears.
Right.
The jowls. Do we give it a jowl?
The jowls. We could find a jowl somewhere in there. I'm willing to bet you.
Right.
That's great. I love that.
Yeah, maybe that, or maybe just a tail. Maybe a tail.
A tail.
Does it get a tail? A curly tail?
Get the squiggly tail. Yes, I love that.
Yeah, maybe that's it. And I think even with this one, we can even suggest it at the end. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
We will.
So.
Who knows? You know, maybe you're right. Maybe we will run across one that both of us just think are the absolute teetotal shit. And
absolutely
right,
absolutely. Like that's it to beat the original. I mean, it's a lot of work. You have to know. You have to be, things have to, not only does it have to be a great product, but karmically and cosmically, things have to align.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be a miracle.
Yeah. Now, I want to ask you before we start into the little things here, what were some of your pre-misconceptions going in, or your preconceptions in general? What did you think you were going to get with Jalapeño SPAM? Were your expectations subverted like a Rian Johnson movie, or were they happily met?
All right. Well, actually, I mean, a lot of that ties into what some of my scores.
Yeah. So let's not go into too much of that, but
the one thing that I would say off the bat, it was much more mild than I was expecting.
Yeah.
It wasn't quite it wasn't like I really thought it was gonna have a lot of jalapeno. Yeah, and I think like green pepper, hot peppers or red hot peppers.
Hmm.
Maybe it's the chlorophyll. I don't know what it is, but like they, you know, how they taste differently. Like one tastes more earthy or
Yeah,
like plant like,
yeah.
whereas like if you taste like a red pepper, like a red hot pepper, it's like
Hmm.
sweeter. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
I was expecting more of that. I thought there'd be more of that, and it
Right,
wasn't. It wasn't the case.
right,
Without going into any spoilers.
right, right. No,
Yeah,
yeah,
it wasn't
totally.
very spicy.
Yeah, that
So
was one of,
if you don't like spicy food, don't let that turn you off from this. That's what I'm gonna say. How's
right,
that?
right. And we'll save that discussion for later on in the show too.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to kind of say this was my first foray into creating, food-based video, right? And what I mean
Yes.
by that is you shall see extra video on the screen of both Miss Junk and I preparing our spam recipes towards the end of this little shindig today.
Yeah.
And I'm not quite sure how I want to present those videos. I was thinking of doing it like a try video type thing where, we're in one side of the each screen and then our recipes are in the middle. I don't know. This is all, again, work for the AAD research and development teams to
Right.
accomplish later today. But
By the way, if you're using a recipe that I came up with, you are not a good cook. Like if you're resorting to that, then you must be bottom of the barrel with what you're eating. Like
no.
if you like, I'm not saying I'm a terrible cook, but if you're like, wow, if you're relying on me to create something for you, you've got problems. That's all I'm gonna say.
By the way, did you happen to catch the videos that I shot over to you?
Yeah. I saw I didn't watch them, but I saw that you posted them and
Okay.
I clicked them, but I was in the middle of something, so I saw them as screenshots.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
they look
Yeah, I
quality
know. No,
stuff.
yeah.
You garnished them.
I did. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean,
So we're pulling out all the stops here on
yeah,
Double
yeah.
AD, folks. That's how we roll. I'm even wearing my spam hat today. I don't know if I
I know.
mentioned that
We
or
both have our spam coffee mugs.
that's right.
I'm wearing my spam tank.
Look at that. That's rad.
Yeah, my spam tank today because it's 90
Oh,
degrees outside.
oh my
So,
God. Oh my God.
yeah.
Oh my God.
By the way, is my AC too loud? I can
No,
turn it
no,
off.
I can't hear
Okay.
it at all. No,
Okay, good, good.
no.
If
You're
it gets there, just tell me and I can sweat instead.
no,
I can sweat
no.
like I'm in a can of jalapeno spam.
Right. So, yeah, I guess I didn't expect it to be so difficult to film and cook at the same time
Yeah.
is what I'm really trying to get to here.
Right.
So what I did was I got a cheapo Jeff Bezos brand camera tripod that
Okay.
I'm going to use for the next set of filming so I can give you guys better quality footage. I really felt like my footage could have improved this time around.
Yeah.
So,
I have this little ring light thing that I use.
oh, look at that
So it has like this little attachment
for the camera. Oh, that's sweet.
for the camera and then a little tripod. The problem is like the tripod's not like I live in New York, so
Right.
believe it or not, apartments aren't that big in New York City.
Who would have thunk that?
I know, I know.
Oh, God. I'm so sorry, kid.
No, that's all right. That's all right. But anyway, let's get on to it. Let's get on to
Yes,
it. Yeah,
yes,
what do you want?
yes.
Do you want to each of us take turns introducing what we're looking for in the category, and then we'll talk about it?
Yeah, I think maybe what we could probably do is start with the criteria. So start listing it out. So I think, we'll go through each of them, the visuals,
Right.
the aroma, the flavor,
Yep.
and
And I
then
have
the
the
texture.
descriptions as originally written down right here.
Okay, perfect.
So if you want me to take one, I can.
Okay. I appreciate that. I'll tell you what, then you start with visuals.
Okay, visuals. Sure, absolutely. Does the can look iconic? And does the product look delicious out of the can?
Yeah, yeah. So right off
That's the first trotter. The first trotter.
yeah, so this is the first one, and for this one, I'm gonna go right out the gate, and I'm gonna give it half a trotter, right? And the reason is because I'm not sure I dig the little green flecks of pickled jalapeno. They look like tiny boogers to me. It was kind of off-putting a little bit. The meat in the can are fine. The can looks fine, and it actually looks like a hunk of Spam. It looks like what it's supposed to look like, which is great. and the meat came out of the can without any issues. So every visual was hit, with the exception of the boogers that were lining the Spam. Sorry to to be off-putting, but yeah.
I'm shocked that you weren't a booger eater as a kid.
Right? No, I limit my intake these days.
I'm kidding. Right, you got to cut back on sodium wherever you can.
That's right.
So, I actually was kind of surprised. Like, I didn't mind the green flecks.
Right.
Now, it was very hot in my apartment the entire week before. So when I dumped it out of the can, it came out like it was sopping wet. You know, like, but I think that's from the can. So it came right out, and there's a little juicier than I expected. And I think that was my fault for leaving it out in a hot apartment. So I did not want it to deduct it based on that. But when it came out, I thought, okay, it looks like Spam.
Right.
You know, I was surprised there weren't more jalapenos. Also, it was definitely more of like the like I think last week time we were talking how they're like almost like the pickled jalapenos versus like fresh raw jalapenos. And I think that makes sense. If you're gonna have a canned product, even if you put fresh in there, by the time it gets there, it's gonna be cooked. So I gave it a full trotter. I did not deduct points for it. I gave it a full trotter, full hoof, full pig hoof for this one.
Full hoof, folks.
Yeah, I'm gonna write these down.
Yeah. So we can check our scores later.
Yeah.
So you gave it a full trotter. You weren't so bugged by the jalapeno bits. Okay.
Yeah, and in fact, I would have liked more jalapeno, and I think we'll get to that when we talk about aroma and taste. But I think I thought that I was expecting more, and it wasn't there. Like you remember that pimento loaf? How it was like riddled with like different things.
Right.
This didn't get that. This was.
And see, maybe that's where I'm having the problem with it. And if it had been cut like that, where I think the flavor would have improved a little bit, at least the potency of the jalapeno would have improved a little bit. We're getting ahead of ourselves, I think.
We're getting ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, but yeah, if the point I'm trying to make here is, if the bits had not been so tiny, it might have gotten a full trotter out of me.
Right.
So
if it looked like it, yeah.
If it looked more like a pimento loaf than something I dropped on the floor, then yeah.
Right. I could see you cutting into that, seeing one green speck in the middle of a slice of Spam. You know, like, is that supposed to be there?
That's supposed to be there.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So there we go. Right off the bat, 1/2 to 1.
Right.
You want to do the next one?
Yeah. Let me take it. So, basically, let's go through the aroma. Right. What was your initial impressions? I don't have it written down in front of me.
Oh, I do. I can
do you? Okay.
This is the first thing you notice besides the visual is the bouquet.
Yes.
When you open it, is it inviting? Does it inspire you to create new dishes? Or does it reinforce any ideas you might have had for making recipes?
So, yeah. I think maybe we should just you just read these off, and then we can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah. Sorry, folks. This is a high-class operation we have running here.
That's right. Look, we're so excited. It's tough to get everything all together.
It is
excited. So,
I would say that it smelled as good as the original coming out of the can. I didn't smell any errant jalapeno to it. There wasn't any kind of any unusual odor. It smelled like Spam. I detected no hint of jalapeno when I smelled it at all. So I've got to give it a full trotter,
Nice. Full trotter.
Yeah. I can't fault it. It smelled exactly like what it was supposed to, both raw and cooking. So, one full trotter. Smelled like Spam to me.
Yeah, pretty much the same. I'm same right across the board. I took it out. I was surprised how much it smelled like the original Spam.
Right.
Like, and going just to Rome, I won't get ahead of myself, but yeah, I thought this feels like Spam. Everything about it felt like Spam.
Yes.
So I gave it a full trotter as well.
Very nice. We're on the same page there.
Yeah. Let's go to flavor.
Right on.
Both cooked and uncooked. How does the flavor profile change? Does a good sear change the flavor, or is it better without the application of heat? So we're looking for the flavor, both cooked and uncooked.
Right.
But also, we're going to talk about how the sear affects it too. So it's this is probably the most important category.
Well, yeah.
Compared to the other so far.
Yeah, so that we've talked about so far, and I think in some cases this will go hand in hand with the next category too. But again, maybe I'm getting ahead of myself, right? So what did I think of the flavor? Raw, it was decent. It tasted like Spam lunch meat to me. I didn't really get a lot of jalapeno heat flavor from it while it was cold. But at the same time, I definitely noticed the foreign objects sprinkled through. Not that they were too distinguishable from the rest of it. I will give them credit. Like, they compacted it very, very well. Like the jalapenos didn't fall out of the meat at any time. So
that would have been weird.
And that would have been really weird. But cooked, I think, is where the magic happens, right? And the heat really brings out the jalapeno flavor, in my opinion. I won't spoil the rest of my review. I'll just say one trotter.
Full trotter.
Full trotter. Okay. I enjoyed this. I toyed with it ultimately, but it's not the flavor that gets to me. The flavor is on point. The flavor is what it is.
Don't get ahead of yourself, but I know you're going.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
I wish that there was a little more jalapeno flavor to it. It was a little on the weak side, but that's just me. If you're someone who has stomach problems and can't digest a lot of heat, this is probably up your alley. If you're looking for something that's going to blow your balls off, you're looking in the wrong direction here, folks.
Right. And I think, some people like having their balls blown off. I mean, they pay good money to people for that.
Yeah. Right.
First I'm going to say I gave it a half trotter. Now, when it came out, I think we were talking last time, I never had raw Spam before because I just like the taste of fried Spam so much more. I thought, what's the point of eating it raw? So I had a slice. I was surprised. I was like, oh, this tastes like Spam. This isn't bad raw, and I can understand why people eat it raw. My problem is, if you're gonna call it like my motto in life is shit or get off the pot.
Right.
That's my motto. Like, if you're gonna do something, do it. And the fact that tasted like Spam with like this tiny minuscule drop of jalapeno heat, and it just, I wanted more. I wanted more of that. If they're gonna do it, do it. If you want regular Spam, have regular Spam. If you want heat, add heat. And I just thought it was a bit of a letdown in the heat department because I was expecting that. So I mean, it wasn't by itself, I'd say it wasn't quite as good. It tasted like Spam, but it was a little disappointing. Now, that being said, I was looking forward to like trying it in different things. Like, we were talking about so many great recipes, which we'll talk about later.
Yeah.
That part was exciting, but I can only give it a half trotter.
Understandable. Yeah. I did toy with it a little bit myself. I mean, how many ways can I think about it, scientifically? But
right.
Yeah.
So let's go on to texture.
Okay.
I'll read off the description. This is a must.
Yes.
Is it mushy? Is it hard, either before or after the cooking process? Do the flavorings, additive, or seasoning change the dynamic of the Spam in any way from a mouthfeel perspective? And
do you want to go first?
You want me to go first?
Yeah, why don't you go first? I've gone first a lot. You go first on this one.
All right. I feel like all right. I hated the texture of this.
Yeah.
I thought it was very mushy. I thought frying it did not help it at all. I gave it 0. I gave it nothing. I thought that in everything I put it in, it was just like, it was a bit of a letdown.
Right.
Like the mushiness. I want something that can hold up to everything else that you put in. Like, when you're, especially like, we're going to talk about the recipes later, but in a recipe, like, not just by itself, but also in a recipe, like if you're eating it with other things, if it has the same mouthfeel as overcooked rice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I gave it 0. I gave it 0, which is a tough break.
It is a tough break for it. I'm probably going to be a little more kind to it, even though I think I have a worse description for it. I'm going to give it half a trotter, right?
Okay.
And the reason I toyed with giving it no trotters. I really did, because the texture simply is not there for me, right? The only reason I gave it half a trotter is because I decided to throw caution to the wind and I fried the fucking fuck out of it. I mean, I got that shit crispy as fucking bacon.
That's a Julia Child's term, by the way, to fry the fucking fuck out of it. That was her talking about the Maillard effect.
Right?
Yes.
But no, I'm serious. I cubed it, and you'll see it in my macaroni and cheese video. But I cubed it for that, and I decided, you know what, it wasn't that great in the Spanish rice. So you know, at least you're right, texture wise, it could hide amongst the rice and that. But we'll get to that. But yeah, I decided to go balls to the wall. I said, fuck it, we're frying this thing, and I'll be damned if that texture did not save, that crispy, crispy, crispy texture did not save that Spam from being, you know, a complete wash for me. So,
Okay.
you know, I
Now,
think,
so is that texture more the skin versus the inside? Probably the fried skin is what saved it, do you think?
yeah, definitely. Definitely is what it did. Yeah.
And I think most people who eat, as far as I'm concerned, the fried part of a Spam is always the best tasting.
It
You know,
is.
I always look, you know, hands down, hands
It
down.
is.
But yeah,
But I think moreover, it gave it some texture against, like you said, the already mushy rice and, you know, the pasta and, you know, all these other things that we put in there that don't really have a lot of crunch or hit to it, you know. But
yeah.
that was my get 1/2 a trotter.
You give it a half a trotter.
I
So
gave it
far,
half a trotter.
it's 3 to 2.5 out of 4.
Wow.
So no perfect score. We know that going in. But now we talk a little bit about that the total at the end is the Spam over. All right, each field is worth 1 trotter.
Right.
We already talked about that. I was going to cut down a little bit in the description. The next piece is the recipe bit.
Right
We
on.
feature Spam in 1 recipe or more of our choosing and rate Spam's placement in said dish as a viable substitution. If the Spam works in a recipe, that recipe gets 1 or a half snout. If it doesn't, then it gets 0. Now, and also I think it's important to note, like, is it an improvement over the original we can look at? We can also look at, like, does it help the recipe itself? Like, is it like, do you improve whatever you're eating by that thing? I think so. There's a lot to go through here with this one. But the recipe, this is not a trotter. This is a separate category. This is a snout.
This is
we
a
went
snout.
snout for this.
Right.
So why don't you go ahead with this one and tell me what you thought?
Gosh, you know, even though I disliked the texture, I think the flavor more than made up for that lack of texture. Weirdly enough, it worked in the Spanish rice, but where again, like I said, it really worked was on that mac and cheese, where I just absolutely fried the absolute holy hell out of it. Can I tell you that macaroni and cheese was some of the most delicious macaroni and cheese? I call it Spamaroni and cheese.
Right.
And not only was it delicious the night that I ate it, and I was like, wow, that is really good. I even put like a spoonful of the green chilies, like you had mentioned, into it as we did it. So I mixed that up. I can't have a lot of spice in my stomach, but, you know, I wanted to at least get, you know, somewhere near the experience, right? And the next day, I didn't even heat it up. I just ate it. I just cut it out like a block of macaroni, like a block of macaroni and Spam, and ate it, and it was so delightful. Do you remember that macaroni salad that like Aunt Edna would bring, like to like, and it had like Velveeta chunks and like ham in it? Remember that?
Wow.
That's what it was like, only way better.
No, because I'm not from Nebraska. We eat vegetables.
Yeah. Okay.
No. But that sounds good. Like macaroni salad, I used to love, except people would always put onions in it, and that's like a deal breaker. If you put onions in your macaroni salad, you're evil. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
But yeah, that's.
But
so,
yeah,
so
I thought that was good. So the Spanish rice was a little interesting, right? The Spanish rice I thought was a home run. I basically did it like a fried Spanish rice, as you'll see in the videos that are playing below us as we talk about the recipe portion, which is fantastic technology that the AAD laboratories have produced for you kids. But No, I thought the Spanish rice was a nice umami flavor. And you know what? You're right. It probably, I'm spoiling something here, but it could have used a little touch of sour cream, in my humble opinion. It could have used a little bit of salsa, a little more salsa, in my opinion. But I think the overall idea of eating it like fried rice, right? With like the pintos being whole still, and the corn being fried slightly, and the Spam being fried slightly first, and then stirring the already microwaved Ben's original into the pan to see the outcome. Which you're right, I did. I put little green onions on the thing for a little bit of a flair. But yeah, I thought that was delicious too. I thought jalapeno Spam added a nice porky flavor to it. I mean, I thought that the jalapeno Spam already has some pepper to it, so it already has a peppery flavor. But I think the jalapeno flavor helped elevate that to a degree. So I have to say they're both winners, and as a result, I have to give it one snout. I could see myself, and matter of fact, this is the truth. I bought another box of Annie's mac and cheese just so I could get another can of jalapeno Spam and do it all over again, because that was really, really good, folks.
I mean, I like boxed macaroni and cheese,
Right.
but also like making it from scratch, mac and cheese from scratch, where you bake it like when it's colder out.
Yeah.
I'll give it a shot with that. I'll fry it up and put it in there when I make it next time I make a batch of mac and cheese.
Yeah.
But
fry it hard. Fry it till it's crispy as hell, and you will not be disappointed in those results. I guarantee you.
So I tried it a few ways. The first way I tried it, now there are a couple things I did. Like the first, I tried it 3 ways. I tried like nachos, like a plate of nachos, almost like a garbage plate.
I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, except instead of baking tater tots, I just put it on these corn chips. So I put like some Spam. I put some fried peppers, some fried some corn. I put some like fresh corn. I got corn on the cob just for this.
I know. I saw that.
Then I put a little bit of sour cream, a little bit of cheese, and that's how I made it. And also I had this. It's almost like, you know what Rotel is?
Oh, absolutely,
yeah. Like white trash salsa, which I love. So I got some Rotel, like from Trader Joe's brand, and I put some of that on there too. Now it was really good, and like I feel like it's so tough because the texture every step of the way was just not there for me. And I thought like it was decent. And there's one point I wanted to put hot sauce on it, but then I thought that's cheating a little bit, because if it's gonna be jalapeno Spam, that should be enough.
Right.
And I feel like it definitely needed hot sauce. It definitely needed some hot sauce on there. But overall, like I ate everything I made. Like nothing was thrown out.
Oh,
I
yeah.
ate it all,
I ate the whole can.
Yeah, and I thought like the Spam flavor in that was good. I thought I wanted more spice and I wanted a better texture. But overall, that was good. The next day, I made this Spanish rice.
Nice.
Now I took your advice and bought like a boxed brand of Spanish rice, rather, because I don't know how to cook from scratch.
Right.
Let's be honest. And it would happen to be Target brand, which again probably not the best. Probably should have at least gone Zatarain's or better. But I didn't. So I used that, and then I added, I added the fried. I fried up some Spam. Then I threw in some peppers, some corn, a little bit of and then I fried that a little bit more. Then added the rice, and then I thought, just for giggles, I'm gonna try adding just some non-fried Spam cubes to it. Afterwards, to see what that did to the cooking process. So then I made that. It was decent, but again, without getting a really, really good sear on that, it was just. It didn't work, but the sour cream was on there. That was huge. Like some of the spice on there was a little good. Like the cheese, it was really good. Finished it all in one night. Really good. And then the next day, I did like a breakfast burrito type thing. I did eggs with fried jalapeno Spam, a little bit of cheese, and again, I needed hot sauce. But I felt like felt like that was cheating a little bit. Like normally I have this like jalapeno chipotle hot sauce that I put on things.
Yeah.
So that's it sad. Long story short, it's tough for me. I had to give it a half a trotter. I almost like the only thing keeping me from giving it like the texture just was a deal breaker for me.
Yeah.
It really was. I just
Yeah.
couldn't get around that. So I didn't want to give it 0 because I already knocked it for texture once. But so I gave it half a snout. I gave it the left nostril of a snout.
Right. The
Or the right nostril.
right in there. Well, yeah, I don't know how it's gonna look
Right.
on
Either way,
screen.
I give it the right nostril.
The right nostril. That's right. One farmer blow.
Yeah.
That's disgusting. So that is incredible. The final verdicts are in, and I think,
So
for me, it's 3 trotters and 1 snout.
yes. Yes.
I would definitely get this again.
Yeah.
I definitely want to try it again. Again, I think the secret here, and maybe Miss Junk will agree if she tries to ever get another can.
I might.
And just sear the hell out of it. Fry it till it's crispy, as crispy as you can get it without burning it.
Right.
And then stir that shit into some mac and cheese or what. Oh my God.
The whole time I'm doing this, so all I'm thinking is like I would rather have regular Spam.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And that being like I think I'm going to try it again. I am going to buy it again, try and fry and see. Maybe it was just like the can that I got just didn't. Maybe there's like some cans have more heat than others.
Right.
I kind of doubt that, but
Yeah.
that was the other thing I was thinking of. Yeah, and I chilled it the next day, so when I fried it to make sure it was a little firmer inside. At least I was hoping, but it didn't work. But so I gave it 3 out of 5 total. I gave it 2.5 feet, 2.5 trotters, and half a snout. So 60% of a pig.
Right. 60%.
Yeah, which isn't. I feel kind of bad. I feel like I wanted it to be better.
No, and I think that goes back to my first question was, did this have any expectations that, it didn't live up to? And maybe that's the case, I know that you had said you didn't want jalapenos or you didn't like jalapenos.
Well, originally like raw jalapenos,
Right.
I would rather have like a hot red pepper,
Right.
like the habaneros or even like the like Thai pepper serrano, any one of those red peppers. I like the heat and the flavor more of that. It's almost like a fruitier spiciness versus like if I'm getting a hot pepper, I'll never go for jalapeno first. Like I don't want to say never, but rarely,
Right.
For chili, sometimes I'll throw in that because I like the greenness to it. But
Right.
yeah, but I do like the pickle, like those hatch chilies, like those things so I thought when I saw that, I was really excited actually. I thought, oh, this is, the heat that came through, it wasn't like it was the parts of the spice that I like, and I was excited, but then it just didn't come through enough for me.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate hit, but this is why we're doing this. This is for science. So
right.
And I'm with you, in some ways I wish I was eating just regular old Spam. But I have to say that the applications that I put it into, I think saved it for me.
Yeah.
Being able to try it in some things that, are more traditional. And then one thing that isn't so traditional, the Spanish rice, the fried rice, like that whole gig.
Have you ever tried Spam and mac and cheese before?
No, that was my first time. Believe it or not,
okay.
I was a mac and cheese or a Spam and cheese virgin.
Yeah.
So congratulations, you took that, by the way.
You got it. Thank you. Yes. I'll call. Don't worry.
All right, thank you.
I'll text you tomorrow.
That.
Don't worry. Trust me.
Lord.
Trust me, baby.
Oh Lord. All right.
Yeah, but overall, and by the way, so we are going to move on, and I'm the one choosing the next one, by the way. But do you want any other last minute thoughts about the jalapeno Spam?
I thought it was good. I'm gonna definitely try it again because, like I said, that super fried jalapeno with the macaroni and cheese was what took it over the top for me. I think if you're going to eat Spam with jalapenos in the future, though, you know, just get, like Miss Junk said, get the can of you know, green chilies, throw that in there, dice your Spam up, save yourself a lot of time. You'll have a lot better heat. I think you'll have a lot better of texturally too.
Right. And some people might actually like the texture more. Who knows?
Right.
Like,
Some people,
like,
yeah.
Personally, I just thought it was like, yeah, like that's
Spongy.
like one of the things eating the Spanish rice. It's like, you know, the
Yeah.
texture didn't stand out, and you want like that, like little bits to stand out, you know, like the corn and the fried. Yeah. But yeah, could be better. Could have been better. But here now, I was also, they do have a hot and spicy Spam.
They do.
Now, you know, which I think at some point we're probably going to review, you know,
Right.
and so that would be interesting too. Now that's not the one I chose, by the way, for the next one. The one I decided to go with, because I didn't know what it was the Tocino. Because I don't know what it is. Tocino.
Yeah, I struggle with that. I think it's a Filipino seasoning, but
it's a Filipino style bacon.
Is it? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So it has like, apparently it has like, you know, when I Google it, it has like a little bit of heat, but it also has like brown sugar, a little bit of spices, a little bit of smokiness. So it's basically like, so it should, theoretically, it should be like a Filipino bacon style Spam.
Okay.
That's what it seems to me. So that sounded interesting the more I read it. So that's the one that I want to go with.
Okay. I'm with you. I'm with you.
I'm not sure how spicy. My assumption is, given how the jalapeno wasn't that spicy, I can't imagine it's gonna be too spicy.
Right.
I think it's more how sweet is it versus how smoky is it, you know.
Right. You know, I guess the big question is, how do we prepare this?
Yeah. I think I think you're gonna do spammeroni and cheese.
You know what? I think we have to do that. I think we have to, every time the cycle, at least one of the dishes has to be spammeroni and cheese.
Right.
So that's a thing that's going to happen. And who knows, you know, like I said, I've got that extra box of Annie's up there, but I could be tempted to come out of retirement and make my wonderful macaroni and cheese that my wife would be furious if I put Spam in it. So, so yeah.
She didn't like the Spam in it?
No, she's not a Spam connoisseur. She doesn't enjoy the fruit of nature, as it were.
The unguents.
Right. And you know what?
That might be a word. I don't know.
I don't blame her. You know, that's full of sodium and preservatives, and she's anti all that stuff. So, you know, bless her heart. But she's missing out because Spam is delicious.
Yeah, and you kind of need to cook it all together to really get all the flavor.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. So
maybe make 2 boxes. Just
there you go.
Make one of each.
Yeah. Get out a couple of 9x9 pans or whatever, and just kind of split it into half.
Yeah. One of the things I was thinking of, it's still a little too warm here for this, but like every once in a while I'll make a pot of baked beans on the slow cooker, you know? So it on one of those, on a crock pot. So it takes like 8 hours or something like that, you know. But one of the things, like, I always put raw bacon at the bottom, you know, and then all the beans, the onions, and like the mixture, and then it cooks, and it, you know, really great beans, and I put a little heat in it. Then I thought, what if this in baked beans? How would that be? Like a mini version. I won't do the whole, you know, slow cooker for 8 hours, but maybe I'll try something with that. I thought that could be good. You know, I think that just fried in some sort of sandwich type thing would be good. Maybe a BLT sort of thing.
Oh, you could tempt me to swap the L, or the B for the S.
Right.
An SLT.
Yes. Right, the BLTS, the SLT.
The BSLT. I don't know about that. I don't want to eat anything that starts with BS. No. Sorry. You're good.
So those are the things I'm thinking of.
Right. Well, I'll tell you what. That all sounds delicious. I may try the when you said Spam and beans, I went because I'm like, that is a great idea. Why didn't I think of that?
Right.
So I may try the spam and beans.
You can edit this to make it sound like you're the culinary expert who came up with the idea. If you
No,
want.
no, not by any stretch.
Okay.
But no, I just can't eat much of it. You know, it'll be all right. I'll get some beans and we'll make it work. But I definitely want to make the mac and cheese, and who knows, maybe I'll also make the SLT as well. Maybe I'll try the trifecta of spam.
Right.
So we'll do it across a number of dishes, and I will record better footage. And by the way, I'll also do a better job of cleaning my kitchen ahead of time.
Oh, mine was a mess. Did you see
Oh
those?
my God. Even though this was an assignment that I knew about ahead of time,
Right.
this was a last minute meal prep day for me, and I used the kitchen right after my wife had cooked a meal. So please forgive me, guys. There's a dirty pan on top of the stove that you probably saw. You're like, what was he using with that for? No. I'm sorry. I'm
Mine
sorry,
was
everybody.
like because of the angle of the camera, like in the corner, it looks like there's almost like this rubble pile of like a hoarding thing that just like creeped into the kitchen. And so it's like, yeah, next time I'll try to do a better. I did get out the cutting board and put everything
Right.
there. I thought that make a little display, but yeah.
Oh my Lord. Well, that is awesome.
Yeah. And the other thing I was thinking of was some sort of potentially in the future, what about a spam ceviche with like the lemon juice? Would that cut through the Don't look at me like that. Don't look at me like that.
Spam ceviche. Okay,
Like
we'll do a
lime
spam
juice.
ceviche at some point.
Like the acid just cutting through some of like I wonder what that would taste like.
No, it might be really good. Who
You don't
knows?
believe that. You don't believe that for a second.
I mean, who knows? You put some pimentos in there and rock it out, and who knows? I don't know. Maybe it's really good. God. Well, you've given me ideas for the next go around. So
Right, and we have till next month.
and we do
That'll
have
be
until next month.
so.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I have anything else. Do you have anything else that you really want to discuss?
No, we need a send off. We need a send off. Like
Yeah.
fill up your spam folder.
Right? No. We want to thank all of you guys for taking the time to be with us today. Tell us what you think in the comments. Is jalapeno spam legit, or should it be quit? Sizzle pork and that subscribe button all the way down to the bottom, because the canned god meats deserve it. Silly. For Mrs. Is that good enough?
I love it.
Okay.
I love everything about you. Everything you just said. 10 out of. I give it 5. I give it 4 trotters and a snout.
4 trotters and a full snout. Excellent. For Miss Junk, we'll see you right here next time for another incredibly spam-tacular episode of Double AD. So long, everybody.